which we've never done before. Look at all the berries on there. These are not trellised. Look at all the berries. Wow. This is a Rubbermaid garbage can we put old cucumbers in, and it's a quarter full. These are Joan J. These were all dug out this year, but they're starting to produce now. Nice sized berries. These are all brand new canes. Remember, I dug all of these out in the spring. Not one plant was there. And then from the roots, they've come up and began producing, and today being the 23rd of August, they will produce all of September and October, clear till it freezes. They would have produced earlier had we not dug them up so bad. They'd probably be producing for 2 weeks already. We have a couple of rhubarb plants that Patrick planted. This section here was where our peach trees used to be on the north side of the piano shop. There were 2 peach trees. There was one here and one back there. And they would produce this time of year. And they got so heavy one year, and then in a windstorm they both split right down the middle. The whole trunk split and opened up. And even though I bolted it back together, they only lasted another year or so, and then they died. And that's what these 8 or 10 peach trees are going to do, is replace those 2 trees, and we're going to plant them closer together. We'll have one row on a grape trellis here and one row on a grape trellis wire here, and then we'll trellis up the branches espalier style and not let them split again. They'll be, probably pruned to be just on the wire and shorter branches. All along the shop we have blackberries that come up where they used to be. Blackberries coming up everywhere, so those can be transplanted, repotted. The roots are very, very deep, and even though you dig them out, more grow, and we just continue to pot them up to share with others. We still have half a truckload of sand here, and there's probably 20 yards of compost back there. We haven't used since spring. Into September, we will start using compost. Before all the rains come, we'll get out the compost and the wheelbarrow and start spreading that compost. This was a 30-yard pile, and I've used at least 10 yards up to here off the end of that. And that's pure dairy manure composted in the field. So it's very fluffy, really nice. You can see this is just super nice compost. It smells like the dairy a little bit, but that just means it has power to produce. It's got good nutrition level, yet it's composted to where it's not messy and it's not so hot that it burns the plants. Really good compost. We paid pretty good money for that pile of compost, actually. The black raspberries are here on the corner next to the Joan J Raspberries in this shorter section. They finish up the same time as the spring raspberries do. Now these are all done. They get all dried up, and the new canes then will produce next year. You can see that we cut these off. I pruned these at 4, 5, and 6 feet tall, and now they're starting to send out their little fruiting spurs right here, and they will send out 3 and 4 foot long fruiting spurs. to fruit on next year. At the front of the house we have a rose, hasn't been blooming. Last month it bloomed quite a bit. Then we cut it all back and it might bloom again in the next month. We have our geraniums. The pot of gold is done blooming. You can see one or two trying still here. These are daylilies. The geraniums continue to bloom out here. They do very well. But other than that, there's not a lot of yellow color left from the daylilies at the end of August. Our birch trees, our weeping birch, are very healthy this year. It's kind of fun to see them clear down to the grass. We haven't pruned them at all. They just go down right near the grass and then they stop, like they know that's how it's supposed to be. Pretty healthy looking trees. Okay, till next update. That was fun. You can kind of see the sun starting to come up through the clouds. It's bright orange and it smells like wildfire smoke out here. There's the beans. These are pints. Some pickles back in there. You can see some pickles we did, and our new beans. I gave the pint of corn I made to Jerry and his canners. He had a brand new one. This is the cone seal style, where the tapered lid goes down inside and there's the top, and as it heats up it expands out to fill and make it tight and seal, whereas the old style has a gasket. This is a Presto style cooker called Maid of Honor, 21 quart pressure cooker with a weight gauge. So this little thing comes up and shows every line is 5 pounds, and the third line is 15 pounds. Supposed to cook at 10 pounds. The lid turns and locks, and there's a gasket inside like that. The gasket is very, very stiff and durable. We cook 2 layers of pints in each of these, or 1 layer of quarts. Looks like this is a 21 quart too. So we've had fun doing that. And then we have our raspberry picking trays, are the cookie sheets. These are big old cookie sheets. We line it with parchment paper. Here's some smaller ones. All my cookie sheets that I pick raspberries on. And then they go up in the freezer just like that. And then we bring them back down here, tap them and break them all loose, and put the raspberries and blackberries and so forth up into the freezer buckets. These are ice cream buckets, 1 gallon ice cream buckets. Then the ice cream buckets go up in the freezer like this. These are all strawberries here. And then we have 2 things of raspberries, and all of the rest of the raspberries are out in the main fruit freezer, which has 30 gallons of fruit in it. Blackberries, black raspberries, and red raspberries, and strawberries.